This week, I am going to share with you 20 tips for new content creators that I have learned out of my journey over the last 14, 15 months of building a content creation platform business from 0 to now 1,300 subscribers. What I've learned along the way, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and what continues to work for me. So hang right in there. I'll be right back. All right, guys, real quick before we dive in, if you haven't yet, go by toolmantim.co, that's toolmantim.co, to let you know all there is to know about what I do. 5 videos a week, plus now I've been throwing in some live streams on Sunday night, which is really cool. But you go by there, you can find my links to Odyssey, to Float, to MeWe. If you don't know what any of those are, you really need to check them out. Some really cool crypto-based, decentralized social media platforms, content creation. It'll give you the link to my YouTube channel, but if you're watching this on YouTube, you already know where I am, so hit that subscribe button. And check out the Today's Tool daily recommendation. You'll see a different product that I use all the time in my business that I have built a reputation on over the years of using it that hasn't let me down. So check those out. And if you do your shopping there through Amazon, I get a small percentage of that, which I thank you. All right, so let's dive right in to the 20 tips that I have for building a content creation business, things I've learned on my journey along the way. So all of these are going to be coming up in no particular order whatsoever. They're just how I jotted them down on my notes, and I'm just going to share them with you. None of them are more or less important. I may say one is more important than the other, but for the most part, they're not from least to most or most to least, that sort of thing. They're just jotted down what I kind of brainstormed to share with you guys. So number 1 is figure out who your ideal customer is. And you can exchange the word customer for audience member there, or watcher or listener of your podcast or whatever it happens to be. But when you start a new entrepreneurial venture, the number 1 thing that really helps is to know your ideal customer. You're going to want to know the customer that wants to spend the most time with you and wants to spend the most money with you. So you need to figure out who that audience member is, because when you find out, it's kind of a catch-22. When you find out who that audience member is, then you're also going to know what kind of content to create. And when you know what kind of content you want to create, you also know who your ideal audience member is. And YouTube has some really cool metrics and analytics on there. And as you watch, your channel starts to grow, you see, oh, okay, 80% of my audience is male. 80% of my audience is from North America. 99.8% of my audience is male. So those are 2 things. 80% of my audience is in the 30 to 25 or 30 to 55 or 60 range. So, guess what? A North American male who's 40 years old, that's me. So my ideal audience member is me because I'm talking about things I know about. So if you know who you're making content for, it helps you base your decisions and it helps you make better content. So number 2, make content for those who aren't here yet. So that is something that is really important. When I first started out, I tell this story all the time, but I was making content for my wife, my daughter, and my mother. That was pretty much it. And I think even they stopped watching for a bit. But I really wasn't making it for them. They were the only ones watching it early on. There was literally nobody watching except for a couple people. And you know who you are, and thank you. But that being said, I wasn't making content for them. I was making content for you guys. I was making content for the people who haven't got here yet. When I was doing this, when I first started, I had like 35 subscribers. I have I'm going to hit 1,300 probably this weekend. And I'm making content now for the 10,000 are going to be here in a year or 2 or whatever, all the people who aren't there yet. So look at it as practice. Look at it as, I know I don't have an audience yet, but I know who my ideal audience is, and I'm going to make the content for them. I know they're going to be here. I trust they're going to be here. And so I'm making the content for that audience that is going to be here. So talk to them like there's an audience there, because there will be. People will be watching these videos 5 years down the road, and you're going to have 500,000 subscribers, and you can look back and say, I made this when I had 42 subscribers, and 41 of them were friends and family and coworkers because they felt sorry for you. So make the video for the audience that isn't here yet. It helps, trust me. Number 3, and this is a tough one, expect to not make money for at least a year. I'm 14 months in. In December is when I made my first 5 cents from content creation. I started to make some actual money over on Odyssey, where they paid me an LBC coin, which I could then turn into Bitcoin or USD and then cash it out as real money. So I was basically 10 months in when I made a little bit of money. Then I made my first few Amazon affiliate sales, and it was like $20 for the first month. You know, this month I'm probably going to make about maybe $70 US on Amazon affiliate sales just for the 1 month. So, you know, I've gone from 20 to 70 in 4 months, which is awesome, you know, exponential growth. But you need to know you're not going to get rich off this. You may never get rich off this. But, you know, my goal for this is to be able to make $1,000 a month. And I'm going to get there because this is going to be something that's going to supplement my income. And maybe I'm shooting too low, but that was my first goal. Maybe we'll get a lot higher than that eventually. But tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to hit 3,500 watch hours for YouTube. You need 4,000 in 365 days. I should hit that within 30 days. So I've basically been making content on YouTube for 15 months before I got monetized. And those first few months after getting monetized, you know, your ad checks aren't going to be a ton. But that being said, you got to know, make it because you want to help people. Make it because you have something you need to share. And know that if you do decide to make this as a supplemental business, it's not going to be all riches right away. It takes time to get there. So just letting you know, you got to know you're not going to make money for at least a year. I don't know if that's a tip or a realism, but it's the truth. So there you go. Number 4, and this is a big one, and this is something I wanted to do, but it's respond to everything. Early on, you're going to get 1 comment every 2 weeks, 1 comment every 6 videos, and you're going to be like, this is awesome. Yeah, and man, I cherish every comment I get. I love it. I've got some guys, and you guys know who you are, that are commenting all the time. Ted and Dennis and Tom. You guys are my biggest supporters, and I love it. And there's more of you too, but those are the 3 that just popped in my head because you got short names and they're easy to remember. But anyway, but I love it. I love interacting. I love this community we're building. But again, respond to everybody because they're going to be your fans. They're going to be the people that are going to support you. They're going to be the people that are sharing you on social media. You're going to get video ideas from them. You are going to get constructive criticism. You'll get criticism from the guy who watches your video and tells you shouldn't store fire extinguishers at minus or at plus 50 because they could explode. And I understand that. That's fine, but that's neither here nor there, whatever. But I got some awesome constructive criticism a little while ago from, I want to say it was Chris. I'm pretty sure it was. And he said that, you know, your thumbnails, they're not the greatest. In other words, they kind of suck ass. But no, just that they weren't very clear. And I thought, yeah, you know, that had been kind of mulling around in my head, but it was something I needed to hear from someone else. And it gave me the impetus to rebrand just slightly. And basically what I wanted to do was brand all my videos kind of similar, but a little bit different. And I think I knocked it out of the park with my thumbnails. So I think I hit it out of the park with the thumbnails. But that being said, respond to everybody because, man, I'm telling you, I love it. That's what I'm there for. I'm there to help people. I want to give them information. I want to share with them what I've learned, but I also want them to share with me what they've learned. And when people tell me, Tim, thanks for the recommendation, I'm going to buy this on Amazon, I say, I want to hear back from you. I want the feedback. I had a guy call me or message me the other day about a dead DeWalt battery. I sent him the best suggestions I could have that I had found before watching some other videos. And I said, let me know. And he let me know, and it didn't work for him. So now he's going to tear it apart and go the long route with it. So respond to everybody because that's how we build a community. If we don't interact, we don't talk, we don't have a community. So that's 4. Number 5, function stack. This is going to be a long video. So if you guys want to take a break eventually. Okay, so number 5 is function stack. I'm having some mic problems here, so hopefully you guys hear me good because I'm going to record this entire thing for you. Anyway, function stack, and it is absolutely important. Like I said, film all my videos in the first week of the month. I put a script together. I film all my growing videos over 2 mornings. I film all my tool reviews in 1 morning. I film all of my money making minute videos on the same morning. I film all my my Toolbox Tuesday videos all in 1 morning as well. That way I get into the mindset of, hey, I'm filming all these Toolbox Tuesday videos. I know what I need to say. I know what I need to do. This way, I'm ahead of the game. I'm able to put top quality content on for you guys that I'm not worried about thinking, oh, I got to run home and film a video for the guys for tomorrow because now I'm crawling around under a sewer leak underneath a mobile home. So function stack. Get as much done in chunks in time and all the same things. Put things together. Do all of one type of video all at once. Trust me, it has helped me immensely. Number 6, keep a notepad file of video ideas on your phone no matter how dumb you might think they are. Early on, the first few weeks, I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to come up with ideas for videos? I feel like I'm totally lost. And now I got so many damn ideas for videos that I have to struggle with picking the absolute best ideas I want. But what I do is I keep a money-making minute notepad, I keep a growing, I keep a weekend workshop, and I keep it all in notepads on my phone. And if I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to audiobooks, if I'm driving in silence to think, if I'm walking, if I'm in the shower, as soon as I get to my phone, I type all that out, and it really, really helps. So for what it's worth, then yeah, that's what I do. I keep notepads, and like I said, no matter how dumb the idea is, I put it in there. So what is the next one? Make one small change every week. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. But if you say, start your videos and you're like, I can't hear myself. I need to stand closer to the microphone, or I need to stand closer to, anyway, change one thing each week. And if it's better the next week, keep it and change another thing. If it's not, go back and change something else. But just make one change each time. That way you know what's working. That way you know what isn't working. And incremental improvements. I like to say that incremental improvements is my superpower. I can change one little thing every week, every video for a slight improvement, and over the year you have an incredible amount of growth. So incremental improvements can be your superpower, but change one little thing every week, one small improvement, and over a huge amount of time, or over a short period of time, you'll have a huge amount of improvement. So there's that. The next one, reuse, repurpose, repost. If you are going through the trouble of making content, get it out there in as many ways, in as many avenues as you can find. It's important because you're always going to be finding new people. But, you know, I've just hit 1 year on my tool time videos, so now I'm starting to repost them, repackage them. I'm doing blog posts so that they're out there for other people. Always find new avenues to put that stuff out there because it is content. I don't know if I talk about evergreen content a lot in here, but it's content that really never gets old. A bulletproof can opener is a bulletproof can opener is a bulletproof can opener. So the more times you can get it in front of other people's eyeballs, the more they're going to get into your channel. They're going to see what you do, and they're going to, you know, some people like it, some people won't. But find ways to repackage and repurpose your content so that you can find other audiences. It's huge. It's helped me. And if you are going to make that content for people and put your blood, sweat, and tears in it, there's no reason that you shouldn't be putting it out there in any way, shape, or form you can do it. Next, schedule posts. And Odyssey, I'm talking to you. You need to get damn scheduled posts for some things. Then I can have some more Odyssey exclusives. But I should use it on social media too, but I'm just not that damn organized. But I do for YouTube. So like I said, I make all my videos, I upload them, and I schedule them for each week so that I know that every single night when I go to bed, my video is going to upload at midnight Mountain Standard Time. So that when I get up in the morning, I've already had some content. I like midnight because it seems to get ahead of all the other subscribers. I don't know. Maybe I'm foolish, but people seem to like it. It's there in the morning. I have a good audience that watches in the morning, some more in the evening. But scheduled posts are your friends. So it takes the stress off. If you got to do a video a week ahead of time and then throw it up and schedule it, man, you're golden. You don't have to worry about it again. So scheduled posts are your friends. Use them, abuse them, and have fun with them. But seriously, they have saved me so much stress. constantly promote yourself. If you're not willing to promote yourself, you probably shouldn't be in content creation, because you can have the best message in the world, the best content in the world, and if nobody sees it, did it make a noise in the woods when nobody was around, right? So if you're not willing to promote yourself, find a way to promote yourself. But you have to be able to get on podcasts, which has worked for me. Share the shit out of your stuff on social media. If people are following you on social media, don't hijack your personal account, but create accounts for this or have people who join. But if it's your platform, and I don't mean spam other groups, you might ask occasionally if it's okay to share things early on, but you'll find out soon enough you don't need to do that. Just have your own outlets, but constantly be promoting yourself. If you're not a, P.T. Barnum promoter, you can learn how to do it, but always be promoting. It works, trust me. You'll see growth. Don't be afraid to try new and different platforms, especially early on. Man, if you're making content, the old, what do I call it, the spaghetti method, throw it at the wall and see what sticks. But I'm serious, try every friggin' platform out there, because what do you have to lose? You're already making the content, and if you're spending 3 hours to make one video and it takes you an extra 4 minutes to upload to 3 different video platforms, then why the hell not? Maybe try BitChute, maybe try Rumble, I don't know. But I can tell you this, that when I listened to Jack this summer and decided to just randomly sync my channel on Odyssey, I did nothing else with it for a while, and then at Christmas it just started blowing up, and I loved it. And you know what? And then I took an absolute chance on Float at Christmas, and it's become, man, my favorite platform. I love it. But then, I've tried other ones that didn't float, pardon the pun. Lately, I have been trying Minds, and I'm growing a really big presence over there really quick. So you just don't know. But man, teach an old dog new tricks. What else do you have to lose? You're making the content. You want to get it in front of people. Just try to build a presence on a bunch of different platforms. See which ones you like, which ones you jive with, which ones you're comfortable with, and go from there. But yeah, you've got nothing to lose. So try every different new platform that's out there. And maybe you can be an early adopter, and soon you'll be huge on there. So just try it, see what happens. You've got nothing to lose. Don't waste time on editing. My God, I was so bad at this early on, but if you watch especially my first 10 videos in that first, building a handyman business with no money series, I probably edited it 70 or 80 times in a video. And this video, if it weren't for the batteries dying, probably won't have a single edit in it, except, to splice in my intro and things like that. But I used to cut out the ums and the ahs and the pregnant pauses and the, stare at the camera and the dead space and all of that. I used to cut all that out, which is fine, but we're having a conversation. Albeit I'm in my garage by myself, talking to a little cordless microphone plugged into an iPhone, but we're still having a conversation, and it doesn't need to be that polished. Your content is what's important, and don't waste time on editing early on. I mean, if you want to make fancy videos down the road, great. Get good at it over time, but man, I wasted so many hours taking out every breath and every pause, and it hurts the content, honestly. Just let yourself breathe, let yourself talk. Don't waste time on editing early on. If you want to get into it later on, go for it. Sound is more important than picture. How often do you sit and watch YouTube videos while you're watching TV as well? You're listening to it, but you're maybe not watching it as well. So if I'm in the dark, there's my light there, but anyway, if I'm in the dark and you can't see me real good, but you can hear me really well, there's a good chance people are going to listen to you, because your content is what is in what you have to say. It's the audio. The video is the medium. So if the picture's dark and they can't really see you that well, they're going to be more forgiving. But if I'm talking like this and you can't hear me, if my audio shit, you're going to turn me off in a minute or two, because you're not going to sit there fighting with trying to listen to me. You're going to be like, I'll find somebody who knows what they're talking about, because they're actually talking. So sound is more important than picture, so work on that first. If you have to invest in one thing, invest in a decent microphone. I started with a top mount shotgun mic for like $20. It was absolutely worth it. But this Fifine cordless mic for about $40 with a little lightning to 1/8 inch adapter has been worth, if I didn't buy anything else, it would be that and a tripod. But yeah, sound is more important than picture. You are the only you. Oh yeah, we're getting all metaphysical here, but no, seriously. Something I had to find out early on is, when you watch those first few videos of that, bearded terrorist looking type dude sitting in his office talking like this and sharing what he knows. I knew my shit, but that wasn't me. This is me. This is my personality. This is who I am when I'm talking to other people. When I get worked up, when I'm passionate about something, this is how I talk, this is how I interact, this is who I am, this is my personality, and I am me. But you need to find that. It doesn't happen right away. Whatever, I know that's weird, right? But you have to find out who you are, and you are the only you. So like I said, people are going to be attracted to who you are, and that's fine. And there's going to be people who are going to think, man, what a friggin' idiot, I'm not coming back to this channel, and that's okay, you're not making content for them. But be you, find your personality, find your voice, and that is what will attract other people. I put be effing consistent. I won't drop the F-bomb. There's no reason to, although if you know me in real life. But that's because I get pissed off at people who make excuses. I get pissed off at YouTubers who make excuses. I get pissed off at podcasters who interview me and then don't upload the interview for 3 weeks later after they say they're probably going to upload it in a few days. And that's not anybody. Anyway, I'm just saying, right? Be consistent. If you are putting something out, I would rather you put out 1 video a week every Friday at midnight than 10 videos in 1 week and then nothing for 4 weeks and then coming back on and making an apology video saying, life got in the way. Yeah, no shit. I can't tell my customers that life got in the way when I'm going to, fix the plug drain when it's raining outside and say, oh, sorry, I didn't show up for a few days. So figure out a way to be consistent and do it. If that means just 1 video a week, great. But if you function stack and get quicker, you're going to want to do more. But be effing consistent. I promise. It will pay off. It may not seem like it will early on, but build that consistency in early on and it will follow you all the way through. Don't make excuses. I know. Start small and grow as you get more efficient. That kind of leads right in from the be more consistent or be consistent. But yes, start small. Do 1 video a week. And that 1 video a week, that first video a week felt like it took me like 10 hours or more to do. And now I can do an entire week's worth of content in less time than it took me to do 1 video when I first started. So find your efficiencies, change small things, function stack, do everything you can to make it more efficient so that you can make content. And like I said, now when I do these videos, there's almost no edits because I know what I want to say and I talk about things I know about. But yeah, just package it all together and be efficient and then grow. So if you want to start it with 1 video and then let your channel grow organically, which sounds like a buzzword and it kind of is, but let it grow over time, introduce another video, and if you feel comfortable making 2 videos a week, great. If you want to go up to 3, whatever, I don't care. But let your channel grow gradually. Don't go balls to the wall and wear yourself out, okay? Develop a routine and find time. So early on, especially even up until, I guess the 1st of March is when I really started this, but I decided to take the channel to the next level and 5 videos a week at that point. And I decided if this was going to be something I was going to do serious, I needed to find the time. And number 1, once the weather got nice, every other year I used to watch baseball and I still love my Blue Jays, but I just can't justify 4 hours a night watching baseball. So I gave that up this year, at least for this year. But more importantly, I used to get up, like you guys know, I'm an early morning riser, but I would just lay in bed most of the time, dilly-dally on social media till 8 o'clock in the morning, then get up and get going. And if it snowed, I went out and blew snow. But so from now on, it's been from 6 in the morning till 8 in the morning is my content creation time. That was time that wasn't being used for anything else. I wasn't cutting into my wife's time because either she's at work or she's still sleeping. I wasn't cutting into my handyman time because nobody calls me before 8. Nobody lets me work before 8 unless I'm blowing snow. So find that time and build in a schedule. If it's 2 hours a day, 2 hours a week, 5 hours a week, find the time to put into making your content. And if you do that, you're going to be all the better for it. Talk about what you know and tell your story. I lost track, but I'm almost to the end here anyway. So that being said, when you talk about what you know, when you talk about what you're an expert in, it flows like I'm talking about right now because we're passionate about things we know about and we know our story really well. What do they say that the best sounding word to somebody is their own name? And the easiest thing for them to speak is their own story. So tell your stories, speak from your experience, and it will flow naturally. You'll be able to tell people what you've learned, because nobody can fight or argue with your own personal experience. But tell your story and teach out of your own experience, and you'll be a much better teacher for it, and your content creation will not suffer for it. I can promise you that. So this is kind of a simple one, but B-roll footage, most people know what that is. I didn't know what it was when I started, but it's basically like when you guys see my tool time reviews, it's the background footage where I always take and I zoom in on the product. So while I'm talking, I can kind of play it in the background and you can really check out the product. Well, shoot that shit when you have the chance. When you first buy it or when you first open it, I always try to just take some footage. And then if I'm out using the new cordless air nailer from DeWalt, I try to film some footage while I'm using it. So I think about how to set up the shot and I just do it. And it takes like an extra 30 seconds to film, as opposed to when I'm ready to do my tool review videos and I got to think, okay, I need to go stage this video. And that. No, I want real footage of the real product in the real world. So film it while you're doing it. It takes an extra 30 seconds, but it's a change of mindset and it will make you way more efficient and it'll make your videos better. All right, and this is the last one, and it's develop a tagline and mission statement and build everything else around it. So what is mine? Welcome to the workshop where we build business, create community, find freedom, and share success. And that really means that everything that I do is about building business, finding freedom, creating a community, and sharing success. So does that mean I'm going to stream me playing video games? Probably not, because that doesn't fit into my mission statement. And that's a way to figure out, when I said you got a great big notepad of a whole bunch of videos, video ideas, that can help you sort through the better and the best. You might have incredible ideas, but they don't fit into the vision of your channel. And I know my channel's gotten a little broader, but early on I started really niche. So if you have a mission statement, if you know why you're doing what you're doing, if you know your ideal customer, ideal viewer, ideal audience member, then all of that will come together and it will help form, and it'll make it easier for you to decide on what you want to talk about. So I think I'm probably, these are getting into the 25 and 30 minute range. So if you don't like long videos, well, don't tune in on the weekend workshop. I had an idea. I'm thinking about packaging all my videos in a single audio file each week and creating a podcast. So if there's some people out there that can't follow it all or just want to watch it all on the weekend or whatever. Anyway, just an idea. If anybody's still here watching and you just wondering, or I'd like a little feedback on that, so share it with me. And I think this video is going to help a lot of people, maybe even outside of our community. So if you want to take a minute and share it on your social media, I would absolutely love that. So thank you guys. And I don't know if I say this often enough, and for whatever one of you guys is still there listening to the video right now, thank you. I get excited for every single new subscriber I get, and I love it. And I'll be that way when I'm at 50,000 subscribers. So guys, thank you. Thank you so much for making this channel a success. It's way friggin' better than I thought, and I have so much damn fun doing it, especially these weekend workshop videos. They're just so much fun. I love it. So anyway, guys, as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.